Hello, Essentials Mamas. This is Mrs. Hoskins here. I decided to do a brief video on our analytical task sheet simply because I do not feel I had enough time on it in class on Friday, and I know we have some first-year students, and I thought it might be helpful for the moms if I just go ahead and go over some of the examples and exactly how to use our analytical task sheet, going through our question confirmations. So the first step is to dictate the sentence to your student. Then we're going to check mechanics and then go through our questions. Those are the three tasks that we're working on this week. So where do you find them? Well, your weekly sentences, I did give you a copy in class. They are also found in a tab under weekly sentences of your guide. What you need to have is your solutions manual. So I put my solutions manual, that's where all your answer keys, your filled in charts, your editing answers, your weekly sentence answer keys are on page 52 of your solutions part of your guide. So the first example we did in class, I think I did that one in class, Jesus forgives. So I'll go ahead and use, let's see, the next one, which you should know, it's only one sentence per day. So we're on week 3, here's the second day. I'll just go ahead and do this one as an example for us for what we do. So you dictate it first to your student. Tom jumped. And then the student will write it down. So you might say it a couple times, right? Tom jumped. Okay, your student has written the sentence. So you're ready to check mechanics together, okay? Because this is new, right? Does this sentence have a subject? Yes. Predicate? Yes. Begin with a capital letter? Mm-hmm. Have an end mark? Yes. Make complete sense. Tom jumped. Yes, it does. Have correct punctuation and other capitalization? Yes. Have correct spelling? Yes. And if your student has difficulty right off the bat knowing that it has a subject and predicate, you could always come back and answer those questions at the end of our question confirmation. Okay, so we have checked mechanics. We're good there. We're ready to go to question confirmation. So the question confirmation is a little bit tricky at first in understanding that the question confirmation sheet that came with your guide goes through a lot of questions. And we are only focusing on like 3 to 4 questions right now for first years this week. So I took some of these questions, the way they're worded, and combined it with the way it's worded in your guide because it's a little bit different how it's worded. So I put them together in a way that makes the most sense for, I think, a first year starting out. So here they are right here. So the very first question we're going to ask is, who or what is the sentence about? And that's going to tell us the subject. So who or what is the sentence about? Tom. Yes, Tom is our subject. Is Tom a noun or pronoun? Noun. So we label it subject noun. What's our next question? What is being said about the subject? So what is being said about Tom? Tom jumped. Okay, so that tells us our verb, right? Verb. The next question we need to ask is subject verb whom, subject verb what? Tom jumped who? Tom jumped what? Can I answer that? No. So if I can't answer that, we have a verb intransitive. Does not transfer the action to another object. Okay, then we are ready to say, okay, what structure is this sentence? It's simple, right? Because a simple structure contains one independent clause that makes complete sense. What about the purpose? We have to determine the purpose of the sentence. Is it declaring something? Expressing with emotion? Asking a question? Or giving a command? It's simply declaring something, right? So this is declarative. What pattern do we have? We have an SVI. Okay, so we've gone through all our questions. You do not have to diagram yet. That hasn't been introduced, but I think I showed you in class. So I will go ahead and draw a line here. The subject always goes first, Tom, and then the verb, jumped. Notice there is no punctuation in the diagram, and we do always capitalize wherever that first word is on the diagram of the sentence. That is going to be capitalized in the diagram, but we do not do the end mark. This is just the diagram. So the rest of this, the first years can ignore. We have not introduced that yet, but second and third years can go right ahead. And I wanted to make a note also, where you see in your answer key, your solutions manual, there's something called Quidditch Quo, and first years are not there yet. We have not introduced that in class, but second and third years can do the Quidditch Quo. So first years, you are just going through your dictating the sentence, writing the sentence, checking mechanics, asking who or what is the sentence about. Our first three questions really to parse our sentences. And if you feel comfortable to go ahead and do this diagram, you can. It's just the subject and then the verb, like that. You can do it. How about we go ahead and erase and do a little bit harder example that is in this week's. Let me set this here for a second and erase my board. Woo, erase, erase, erase. And we will go and do the very next example here. So let me do that. Very next day is this one. So I'll dictate it to my student. And you don't let them see the answers. That's for the mom. So the volcano erupted. Okay, so student is writing it down. The volcano erupted. The volcano erupted. Okay. What's the first step? We're going to, since we already wrote the sentence, now check the mechanics. Does it have a subject? Yes. Does it have a predicate? Yes. Begin with a capital letter? Have an end mark? Make complete sense? The volcano erupted? Yes. Have punctuation and other capitalization? Yes. Have correct spelling? Yes. Okay, we have checked the mechanics of the sentence, and now we're ready for question confirmation. The first question, who or what is the sentence about? That's going to tell us our subject. So I asked my student, who or what is the sentence about? Volcano. Yes, that's our subject. Is volcano a subject noun or pronoun? Subject noun. What's our next question? What is being said about the subject? That will tell us the verb. What is being said about volcano? Volcano erupted. There's our verb. Now we need to ask the next question. Subject verb whom? Subject verb what? Volcano erupted who? Volcano erupted what? Can I answer that? I sure can't. So that tells us it does not transfer the action to an object. It's an intransitive. Okay, so what about the word the? We know the word now. So we're going to go ahead and ask another question for the end. Once we have everything else we know, we're going to go ahead and ask this at the end. Are there any words modifying nouns or pronouns? Or are there any words modifying verbs, adjectives, or other adjectives? So if we have a word modifying a noun or pronoun, it's an adjective. If we have a word that modifies verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs, it's an adverb. So let's look at our sentence. Does the modify a noun? Yes, that's volcano is our noun. It's telling us it's modifying volcano, the. So the is an adjective. More specifically, articles a and the are article adjectives. So we would do a for them, article adjectives. If it's just an adjective, it's aj. So what is next? We need to determine the structure. It is simple structure because it only is an independent clause that expresses a complete thought. The purpose, what is the purpose of this sentence? It is simply just making a statement. It's declarative, right? Okay, but you would ask your student each thing and let them put the check marks. What is our pattern here? We have an SVI. And what is that going to look like on a diagram if you're diagramming it? Well, the subject always goes first, right? Volcano. And then the verb, sorry, go like this, erupted. Now, the modifying words always go on a slant line under the word they modify. The modifies volcano, and it will be capitalized because it was the first word in the sentence is capitalized. So it will look like this, the volcano. Remember, we're still ignoring the rest of this if you're first year. Okay, I hope that is helpful for you. I just really wanted to have more time in class on Friday since this is your first week using the analytical task sheet for the first year students. If you have more questions on this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Hope you guys have a great week and have fun parsing your sentences.